If you clicked on this video, you are one of the first to stop by my new series, Horror Box Office. So thank you so much for joining me. Glad you are here. So Horror Box Office is a new series that I will do on a weekly basis where basically I discuss all of the latest horror movie releases in theaters and discuss how they did financially at the box office. Now, I do have a full-time job, so I would love to have these videos up every Sunday, but that might be difficult. So sometimes I might have to do it for Monday, hopefully not on Tuesdays, but there will be time where I will put out these videos on Tuesdays. I gotta pay the bills. So until you help me make my YouTube video a full-time gig, I have to work. So the big horror headlining movie of the weekend was Lee Cronin's The Mummy. And unfortunately, it got buried underneath a lot of bad reviews that really hurt audiences from going to go see it, especially that walk-up business. And it also got buried underneath two big movies in the moment right now, which is Super Mario Galaxy and also Project Hail Mary, which both of them have been out now for a couple of weeks and they're still doing really good business. So that hurt The Mummy a lot. It didn't do that bad though. It ended third at the box office with a total of $13.5 million domestically. Worldwide, however, it made $34 million. Now, the question is, did it make money or did it flop? The budget is reported to be at $22 million. So if you have a film that made $34 million, does it mean it got all its money back? Not yet, because the rule of thumb is that a movie, you always have to multiply it by 2.5 to add for marketing costs and distribution costs. So to break even, The Mummy needs to make $55 million at the box office. The question is, will it get to that number? Honestly, in theaters, I don't know if it'll make 55 million, to be honest, but that's okay, because then it'll go on digital, and I suspect that this film's gonna do really well in digital. Horror movies are really fun to watch at home, and people love renting and buying them at home. So it's probably gonna do really good business on iTunes. You'll see that when it gets released on digital, it'll probably be in the top 10 on iTunes for maybe a couple of weeks, and it'll get a lot of money there. And then after that, it'll go on streaming, and maybe it'll go to the auxiliary markets, which, if you don't know, those are the markets where they put movies in hotels and planes and in other, places like that, where these businesses like hotels or airlines, they pay money to have those films play in their, resorts or planes, right? So it's going to make money. It's going to make its budget back, and it's going to make a profit. That's why Hollywood loves to make horror films. They're cheap to make, and they always make some sort of profit, especially if you're smart. So that's okay for The Mummy. It'll survive to see profit. Will they make a sequel? I don't know, to be honest. I kind of liked the lore of the demon that they spoke about in that film. If you haven't seen my review, please go see it. I explain a little bit of what happens in the film and what I liked and didn't like. And I liked the demon idea and what they could do with that. And there's a lot of questions that they left unanswered that maybe a sequel will do much better. But right now with those numbers, it'll be 50-50 if they make one or not. And going down the list of horror movies that are still in theaters, still making some money, is Ready or Not 2, which today it got to the 15th spot at the box office list with only $340,000 on its fifth week. Obviously, on its fifth week, it's kind of already, running on Steam. It's made all the money that it's going to make, but at least it's still making some money. And the good thing for this movie is that with a budget of $14 million and already making $22 million domestically and worldwide a total of $38 million, it already broke even and is turning a little bit of profit because the break-even point was supposed to be $35 million. So good for that film. It's at $38 million right now, which is making some money. Now, when it comes to Ready or Not 2, I kind of feel bad for Samara Weaving because she is so good. We love her in horror. She has become a modern horror queen or scream queen. And I kind of want her movies to explode and make more money. And she is still not kind of like making it are clicking with general audiences. Why do you think that is? I really want to know what happens with general audiences that they're not clicking with her and running to see her films. That way, we horror fans go watch her and support her. What is it? Next stop at number 16 is Faces of Death. Did you see Faces of Death? Because I saw it twice. I saw it 2 years ago at a test screening and I really enjoyed it. And I saw it again last weekend when it came out and still enjoyed it just as much. However, nobody saw this film. I mean, it's making so little money. It's been out for 2 weekends already. This weekend, it only made $300,000. And so far, in its total run, it's made 2.4 million domestically. And to my knowledge, it has not released internationally. So that's the only money it's made on a budget of 7.4 million, which I know I said horror movies make profit, but this one, to break even, it needs to make, over $15 million, and I don't think it's gonna make it. I think this film might, be hit with a couple losses, unfortunately. I don't know how this is gonna do on digital. I see it doing really well on streaming when it's for free and people will click on it and watch it, and it might take a life of its own because it's great commentary. The film may not be the best serial killer film out there, but it's not bad. But the commentary of how social media is used today, I loved it. I thought it had a lot to say. Did you guys watch it? And what did you think of this film? All right, moving down the list, we are at number 19 for the weekend is Scream 7, still out and making money. Now, if you know me, you know I love my Scream franchise. It's a Scream, baby. So, I still can't believe this movie has made as much money as it did. I really still am so shocked because I really thought the controversy and the boycott was going to affect and hurt this film. I don't know how somehow they were able to jump and rise above it, but man, have they made so much money. The most money in the franchise. So this weekend, it made $198,000. Total domestic is made $121 million, which is huge for this franchise. And worldwide, look at this, worldwide is a $213.4 million. How did they do that? And why did people run to watch this film? I don't get it. I really don't. Because it's not the best Scream movie out there. You know what I mean? And I thought 6 was pretty good and pretty intense. I know people hate that film. A lot of people do. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I wanted to see the Carpenter sisters continue. Then the drama happened, and let's not even open that, discussion right now. But I guess people were waiting for Sydney, and they were waiting for Kevin, and I don't know. They wanted Scream 7 for some reason, and they really supported it. So it's right now making so much money. Total so far, $213 million. Now, I know it's on digital right now. It's already out of the top 10 when you look at the iTunes charts. So people already watched it online, didn't care for it because it made so much in theaters. But I suspect it's going to do really good on streaming. It'll probably go on Paramount because that's the distributor. So it'll go there first. So if you have, Paramount Plus, you'll get to see it there. And then slowly it'll probably hit Netflix at some point, and then everybody will see it again. And last on the list at number 20 is They Will Kill You. And I say last because I'm usually only going to cover the horror films that are in the top 20 of the box office list. And this one just made it by being number 20. It made $185,000 this weekend. Did you see this one? Because I watched it, and to my surprise, really had fun with it. Even though it's a carbon copy of Ready or Not with a mix of John Wick and Kill Bill, I thought that blend worked just fine for me. I had a ton of fun. So I wonder what you thought about that, because clearly audiences did not click with it because nobody went to see this film. It's only made $10 million domestically, and worldwide 18 million, which is not good because the budget for this film was $20 million. And like I said, you have to multiply that by 2.5. So really, you're looking at a break-even point of $50 million. Clearly, it's not going to make that in cinemas. I don't know how much it can make on digital, which I don't think is going to even get close to 50 million. But maybe down the line, it'll somehow, through business negotiations and things that we might not know of behind the scenes, will it get to 50 million? I don't think so, which is a shame because honestly, it's a fun movie and it deserved a little bit more of acknowledgement from audiences. But what did you think about that film? I'm curious. All right, guys, so that is my horror box office breakdown. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, this is a series that I'm going to start, and if you enjoyed this video, please join me again next weekend when I put out my second video. And if you have any thoughts or feedback on what you want me to talk about on this series, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear. And for more reviews of different movies that I'm going to be putting out, please go check out my profile. I will have way more coming up soon. So thanks again for watching. Take care.